Once again, Valerie Vining is not in the house. She is on vacation. But good morning, good morning. It is 6:06 on the 5th of August of 2026. Got ourselves a pretty good-looking week here, 50-50 shot at rain all week long, and highs will be in the upper 80s, lower 90s. Looks like rain might increase chances a little bit on the weekend, and it's going to be a little bit hotter as well. Matt Nicholson is filling in for Valerie Vining today. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well, doing well.
I have to adjust my camera again. I don't know what it is. Who is it that puts the camera like this every day? Is this Skippy? Is Skippy doing
I'm
this
sure he
today?
does adjust it.
Probably does.
Why would he do that? What
Because,
is wrong with him?
You know, he's Skippy.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. Now I'm breaking it. Good. This is pretty standard for me. About this up. There we go. It's complete garbage now. We may as well just throw it away. What have you done? What have you done, man? What have you done?
There we go.
No, that's right back where it started. All right, we'll work with
Close.
that during the commercial break. See if we can't tighten up some of the screws and figure out how it stays where it stays. Nonetheless, all right. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here at
Absolutely.
this ungodly hour of the morning.
Hey.
You're up to date on all of your current events. It's not just racing with you, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
I stay up to date with stuff.
Well, that's good. That makes one of us. I'm up to date on my roofing. That's important. My friends at HHM Roofing and Construction. I would not do anything in this world without checking out a website. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's the way I live my life.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me go see their website before I make any decisions. And you go there, and it looks like it was put together by a third grader, and it's really crappy. And you go like, I don't think I want to do business with these people.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few like that.
You go to HHM Roofing and Construction, and what you find is a very professional website with a bunch of 5-star reviews. And it's really easy to skate around, very easy to navigate. It'll give you pictures of recent projects, which is great. It'll give you all of their reviews. It'll tell you the services that they engage in. There's an instant estimator there, so if you're thinking about getting a whole new roof, you can kind of get a picture of what that's going to cost, which is kind of one of the main ingredients when it comes to deciding who's going to be your roofer. Now, it shouldn't be the only ingredient, because if you're going with the cheapest guy, well, you're back to the website that looks like it was put together by a third grader, and nobody wants that. HHM Roofing and Construction, 100% transparent, 100% on top of it. Get it? They're roofers on top of it. But also 5-star reviews to beat the band. Unbelievable. 396-7077. 396-7077. Or find them online at hhmroofs.com. Let's get this thing up and lumbering.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, everybody wants to talk about the Michigan primaries. What's going on in the Michigan primaries? In one case, you do definitely have a dyed-in-the-wool socialist picking up the Democratic nomination for a House seat, and it looks like he's probably going to end up in that House seat because it's a pretty blue section of Michigan. But when it comes to the big prize, when it comes to that Senate seat, it is still too early to tell. There's not even 2 points separating the two candidates, talking about Abdul El-Sayed and Ms. Stevens. These two they've been running neck and neck. El-Sayed was at one point supposedly way ahead. He had something like a 7-point lead or something ridiculous like that. It didn't look right to me. It didn't seem correct to me. It seemed like an outlier poll. And sure enough, that seems to be the case. So 91% of the vote is counted. It looks for all the world like he's going to find his way into the Democratic nomination for this. And remember, this is a guy who believes that we should abolish the police department.
I don't think so.
We should close all prisons.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We should open up the border and let everybody in.
Yeah.
And we need socialized medicine. We need Medicare for all. I mean, he's got all kinds of grand plans. And as usual, he's one of these economically illiterate people who doesn't understand why none of these plans are going to work. But he's 100% on board. Now, the good news is he's up against a fairly intelligent and well-liked conservative, Mike Rogers. And Michigan's a purple state. You know, I mean, Trump won it in the last election. In fact, he won it in 2016, and he won it in 2024. Mm-hmm. So every reason to believe that they may go for a Republican over this whack job, especially once they find out what he stands for.
Yeah, because we don't need one more whack job in the picture anywhere.
No, we got
Anywhere.
plenty. We got plenty.
Too many.
Speaking of Trump, he's a little ticked off that this Reuters report that, oh my gosh, we're almost out of missiles. Well, first off, what do you consider to be almost out of missiles? We're talking about these are the Patriot Defender missiles, and they say, oh, we're running way low on that. Well, we're down to about a third of the original stockpile that we had, but more are being produced on a regular basis. It's not like we're down to 2 or 3. Iran is down to 2 or 3. We're doing much better than that. Thank you very much. But he also hates the fact that that information ever found its way into the public, and he's denying it, of course, because there was a time, believe it or not, in World War II, if the Fifth Estate, if the media found out that we were running low on bombs to drop on Germany, they would have kept that information to themselves.
Yeah, they would have.
They would not have put it out there and said, hey, Germany, we're almost out. So this ain't going to last much longer. You're going to be okay.
Yeah.
We're just about out of bombs. We're down to like 2, 3 tops. It's, no, we would not have done that. But in this day and age, media likes to think of itself as being global, and so they feel like they need to tell everything to everybody all the time. I honestly have no idea whether this report is true or not. I certainly have become jaundiced about the media,
right?
Because there's been enough reports that have come out that I know for a fact are not correct.
Yeah.
And poorly sourced and things of that nature. So I really don't know whether this report is correct or not. I do know that they are hoping to have something signed today when it comes to opening the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know. This is our, second, third go-round on this thing?
Something like that, yeah.
At some point, you just kind of have to shake your head and say, really? This is how this goes generally. Oh, it's going to happen later today. Okay, it's going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to be later today. So a couple more things we need to iron out. Okay, we're getting farther away from it now. Yeah. It's actually like we're not even close. Okay, it's not going to happen.
Don't talk about it, show it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's get it done. And of course, it certainly does help the stock market. Stock market was up big yesterday. Price of oil has dropped once again, down by about 5%.
It needs to drop lower.
Yeah, well, I agree. And unfortunately, what we really need to do is wrap this thing up.
True.
And everybody is kind of saying, well, this is inevitable. Of course, we're going to win, and it's going to be over. But the question remains, when? When? Because this is taking far, far too long.
Yeah, for sure.
It was supposed to be over in 5 weeks, as I recall.
And it's turned into 15.
Human skeletal remains found in Birmingham have been identified as a man that went missing in 2024. 68-year-old Jesse Strong. He lived in Birmingham and had been missing from the West End community since 2024. How do you go missing for 2 years and nobody finds you? You just they don't know the cause of death. By the way,
I don't know. That's weird. Very weird.
Believe the remains were actually brought to the 200 block of 6th Avenue North in an area with overgrown vacant lots and whatnot. The remains were brought there by dogs that were roaming in the area. Well, all righty then.
That would be a bad way for your family to find your remains if a dog drug up a bone.
Not the first time it's happened here.
True.
Not the first time it's happened. West End is just, there's a lot of overgrown lots over there. And
a ton.
I was looking for a business. I won't bother telling you what it is. But I did that thing where I crossed the Rubicon, where you're like, okay, this is a nice little business-like area. This is industrial. I think it's around here somewhere. Yeah. And then at some point you take a left and you go, I am deep in the weeds here. I am in the wrong section of town, and everybody in their yard is looking at me like, who let you in?
Trust me, I've had that very same thing happen to me when I worked over in Birmingham a lot in the insurance industry, going to meet with clients. You're like, okay, this is a great neighborhood. It looks great. And you take a right or a left, and you're like, where am I going?
Yeah, what happened?
Where am I going?
It does. You don't have to go but a block before you're like, I'm in the wrong neighborhood. This was a mistake.
Yeah.
6:15, Dixon and Vining. That was Matt Nicholson in for the vacationing Valerie Vining. Work Trucks is downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South. Work Trucks with an XLLC.com, as close as your computer. You can go take a look at the over 100 vehicles they have on the lot at any given time, and you can narrow it down. You can just say, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and type it in a search, and you'll get the list of however many of those they have, and you can click on them and take a look at their pictures, find out how many miles they have, and take a look at the price, and then, of course, go down and test drive them. And if you need them, you can get it outfitted the way you like. You can trade, you can finance, you can get an extended warranty. They do all the work in their own shop, which is right across the street from Work Trucks. Get on over there, take a look. Some of these trucks are so new they still have extended warranties, or they have warranties on them, factory warranties. Pretty cool. or trucks with an XLLC.com, downtown at 2324 3rd Avenue South, where they are all about trucks. Look, I fixed my camera.
Hey.
It is Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Matt Nicholson in for the vacationing Valerie Vining.
Morning.
Let's meet the fill-in co-host, shall we? Tell me a little bit about yourself, but not in too much detail because I don't really care.
Well, that makes a couple people that really don't care. But
go.
hey, it's all good. Live over in Oxford. Had a nice little commute this morning. Little foggy commute, but it was okay.
What do you do over there?
I work in the financial services industry with Modern Woodmen of America.
Aha. Very good. And are you a married man or?
I am married. Been married. October will be married 15 years.
15 years. That's
15.
amazing because you look like you're about 12. So that's,
Some days I wish I was 12.
Yeah, very little responsibility when you're 12, as I recall.
That is true.
Those were the days. Indeed.
Because when I turned 40, it's like the light switch flipped. Like everything went wrong, and Steve can vouch for me. Everything went wrong. 3 major surgeries in a year and a half. I'm like, what's next?
Been there, done that.
Yep.
Not the surgeries, but everything going wrong.
Yeah.
For me, it was 45. Okay, let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Can you? How many of the 10 Commandments can you recite off the top of your head?
Oh boy. I'm not gonna be.
We're off to a good start.
I'm not gonna be.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be bashful about it. I can probably announce zero.
Zero. Okay. Well, here's my next question. Why do you hate Jesus?
I don't.
I want some answers.
I don't. But
That was a nice little setup, wasn't it?
yeah, great setup. Great.
I ask because this school year is the first year in which the new law that says you have to display the 10 Commandments in the classroom and in public areas around the school, along with a few other things. You have to put, like the Magna Carta has to be there, and there's got to be some other historical documents, the Mayflower Compact, excerpts from the U.S. Constitution, et cetera, because this is, an historical document.
Right.
And this is how they got around it in Louisiana, I believe, and this is how we're getting around it here. It's going to withstand court challenges because it's going to be like, hey, man, this is a school.
Right.
This is some of our founding documents. We certainly based a lot of the Constitution on the 10 Commandments, so it only makes sense. We're not paying for it, by the way, with public dollars. The cost of this is going to be absorbed by private figures, actually. Donations. People can donate the actual posters or the framed whatever. Or I understand that I think Roy Moore's got a huge granite monument in his front yard that he could donate. That'd be nice.
Yeah, true.
He's got a few of those laying around. And while I don't want to be against this. Okay, I certainly don't want to be seen as a guy who's like anti-10 Commandments.
Right.
I find it difficult to believe that anybody's behavior is going to be really changed by having the 10 Commandments hanging in a classroom.
The way society is nowadays, I don't see it either. I agree with you. I don't see anybody's behavior changing.
And we're talking about, grade school, middle school, high school students. You can be exposed to that on a regular basis. And if you're not, for instance, if your family is not going to church, if you're not getting a message from a preacher every week, if you don't actually study the Bible and you actually find out, what Christianity is all about, just having 10 Commandments hanging in the classroom, I just don't think it's going to make a difference.
Yeah. You got to know one to know the other, in my opinion.
It's kind of strange to me that we insist upon these things as if they're going to be game changers because we say things like, well, we didn't have a lot of these problems back when we had prayer in school. We also had parents that were a lot more involved in their kids' lives.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just about the praying in school.
Yeah.
It was about, you're over 40, so that's a good start. And I know Steve can vouch for this, and Valerie and I will regularly get on the front porch and talk about this. But if you got in trouble at school when I was in, let's say, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, everybody all the way down the block on your way home got to beat you.
Sure.
And then you'd get double at home.
That is true.
My parents were very clear about that. You get in trouble in school, you get double here from us. Yeah. So don't do it. Pay attention to your teachers. Do what they say, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely.
It took me exactly one time to figure out that they were not lying about that. Nowadays, you get in trouble in school, and the parents are down there yelling at the teacher, oh, come on, this poor kid, what are you doing? He's ADD. He's on the spectrum, blah, blah, blah. It's much more difficult to be a teacher nowadays.
It is hard.
It is to some degree more difficult to be a parent as well because you've got two working parents, et cetera, et cetera. A lot more challenges. I mean, porn spilling out of every phone and every electronic device all over the world. It is very, very difficult to keep your kids safe and keep your kid focused. So I understand the challenges that we're facing. None of them are going to be repaired by hanging the Ten Commandments up. I'm not saying don't do it because that's not going to hurt either, right?
Right.
It's not going to hurt, but don't expect miracles out of this, I think is what I'm trying to say.
I see. Yeah, don't expect the miracles, but the way you would fix it, in my opinion, you fix it from the inside out, not from the outside in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this reminds me very much of a study that was done years ago that said kids that eat a good breakfast do better in school. And so they said, oh, well, we got to start serving breakfast in school. And I'm like, it's not about the breakfast.
No.
It's about having the mom who gets up in the morning
Right.
and cares about you and fixes you breakfast.
Right.
And says, Billy, did you get your homework done? No, you're having trouble with question number 6. Let me help you out with that.
Yeah.
Here's how that works. And then you send them off to school with a full tummy and their hair combed and clean clothes and a nice backpack. And they get to school and they know that they're loved on one end and they're educated on the other. And that's really what counts here.
For sure.
And the school ramming, Cheerios down their throat is not going to, and shocker, it didn't make a difference. No one should be, surprised by that.
Yeah.
Anyway, 10 Commandments. This is me off the top of my head. Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
I am the Lord thy God. You should have no other gods before me. Do not make any graven images of the Lord. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy.
4.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. No bearing false witness or witnessing false bearers. You people in Shelby County, don't be witnessing false bearers. And
It could be AI. We don't know.
No coveting. Don't be coveting your neighbor's stuff.
Nailed it.
How about that?
There we go.
Off the top of my head. And I'm
Sorry.
I haven't slept in 2 nights.
So you've had plenty of time to read.
That's exactly right.
That is true.
I've been boning up on my 10 Commandments. 545-9950 if anybody would like to opine on the subject. Like I said, I'm not averse to it. I'm not against it. I just think that sometimes we seem to think that these Band-Aids are all it's going to take to fix the problems that we have.
Yep.
And this is about as big a Band-Aid as I've ever seen. We gotta work a little harder on this stuff. Parrott Structural Services, parrottss.com, 668-2626. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and E-Verify compliant, but most importantly, they're the only people I trust with my foundation. I've had them work on 3 different pieces of property that are associated with me, and in 2 cases, there was absolutely nothing wrong. In my case, my personal home, I had a minor problem that they fixed the second time they came out. The first time, everything was hunky-dory swell. I know that they're going to shoot you straight. I know that when they do implement the fix, they're going to do it right, and they're going to do it in a lasting way because they do have a life of the structure warranty, which is very cool. So whether you need grout pumping, slab jacking, soil stabilization, wall tiebacks, or the helical pier system, which is made right here in Tarrant, keeping the money local, very nice. You can count on Parrott Structural, parrottss.com. Find them online there, 668-2626. There's a poll out that shows Tommy Tuberville barely leading Doug Jones. I question this. Okay, who is this?
Lady by the name of Stella Lefty.
Stella.
Stella Lefty.
Stella! Okay, last Saturday night, I believe it was, I was leaving the Sugar Creek Music Club where we had played a gig, our Christmas in July show. And what happens sometimes to my radio in my Ram 1500, when it pours rain, when it like we have an electrical storm, I'll lose all of the presets on my radio dial. They'll just go away. Yeah, I'll get in and it'll just be like press to save. I'm like, oh, I lost everything. I had it all set just the way I wanted it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm driving already. I'm in the dark. I'm driving. I just want to get home. It's late and it rained and I'm tired. And I just kind of skate around till I find anything on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
And I find a pop station.
Yeah.
And they're interviewing this chick, and she talks about this song. She
Yeah.
said, this is like huge. Everybody loves this song. She goes, I wrote this in 15 minutes while I was waiting for my boyfriend to pick me up.
Interesting.
She goes, I try to write something every day, and, you know, a lot of them are garbage. But,
Honesty.
yeah.
Yeah, at least they're
Yes, I mean,
honest.
you know,
At
like-
least she's honest.
But she said, yeah, she wrote that in like 15. She goes, I had the chorus within probably 5 minutes, and then I
Yeah.
wrote the rest of it pretty quick. Obviously, you go back and you polish and you fix a word here and there or whatever. I know I've written a song or two myself. But then they played the song that she had just been talking about. It was that song, and I was like, well, this is catchy as hell. I don't.
It is catchy, yeah.
I don't dislike today's pop music. I'm not one of those guys. There was a time, I want to say 5 to 8 years ago, when literally everything sounded the same. Every
Yeah,
single thing
you're
that
right.
came, it sounded exactly the same to me. I was like, oh my God, I'm turning into my dad. But now I'm hearing more and more interesting stuff that's a little different.
It
Well,
is.
and I keep finding myself looking for newer stuff to play because of the music trivia that I do.
Yeah.
And I came across this one, and then yesterday, because algorithms being what they are, you know, you look up Billboard music charts, and all of a sudden it starts throwing all kinds of Billboard facts at me.
Sure.
Which, okay, fine. Turns out this week, for the first time ever, the top 5 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 are all country crossover.
What are the odds?
All 5.
I'll be damned.
I'm not surprised by that.
Not really.
I'm not surprised.
Well, you know, what it means, though, is that we're drifting back into that country pop phase that I never really liked that much. Every time we have the country pop phase, it's a little annoying. Although Ella Langley's, you know, great. Nothing wrong with her. Love her.
Pride of Hope Hole.
9:40 with Dixon and Vining. He's Matt Nicholson in for the vacationing Valerie Vining. And there's this poll. Okay. You know, there are polls that are trying very hard to get it right. There are push polls that are usually done by candidates' campaign staff that they're being paid, or they're being paid by that staff to kind of try to push that person. And then there are those that have an agenda. And this poll, I believe, has an agenda. The Yes Every Kid Foundation, which is a national pro-school choice organization, did a poll showing that Tommy Tuberville he gets 49% of the projected vote. Doug Jones gets 41%. Folks, this is going to be another 70-30 contest. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
It's going to be 66-33 or something of that nature, you know, because it's going to be 2-1. People know what they get with Doug Jones, and they know they don't want it. And Tommy Tuberville is remarkably popular. I think he surprised a lot of people when he stepped into the Senate and did the kind of job that he did. And so I think he also gains a little credibility when he says things like, I can't stand it in Washington. I don't want to be here any longer. This place is full of vipers and snakes. And, you know, you kind of don't want, in the same way that the best president would be someone who really doesn't want to be president, you know, the best representative is somebody who really doesn't want to be in Washington.
It is true.
Like
that is true.
Because if they go to Washington and they take to it like a duck to water, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Katie Brett. Anyway, seriously, I think Tuberville is going to win this thing by a good bit, and I think this is just a poll that was set up specifically because they say what the real poll was: do you want there to be school choice, and do you want that to be fully funded by the government? And the answer was overwhelmingly yes. That's what people really want. They also have Barry Moore, winning in the Senate. They've got Catherine Robertson beating Jeffrey McLaughlin in the Attorney General's race. That's not really a surprise. But yeah, the whole thing is kind of designed around um, school choice and trying to kind of that. If there was a push for anything in this poll, it was to try to push the school choice idea.
Right.
And Tuberville, well, he's in favor of school choice, by the way. Education was one of his big things when he was running originally for the Senate seat. We spoke with him extensively, and we'll be talking to him tomorrow at about 7 o'clock if you want to tune in and hear what he has to say then. But he, when it comes to education, there's no question in my mind. He's all about school choice, and he's all about fully funding education, but not overfunding education, and understanding that it's more than just money.
Yep.
And I think he's going to, like I said, he's going to win this thing in a walk, unless he gets overly cocky and is found in bed with a dead girl or a live boy, I think is the way it goes. It's
something like that. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it'll probably be worse than what you're thinking.
You think it's going to be like 72-28?
I'm thinking
something like that.
I'm thinking 76-24.
Democrats in the state of Alabama can almost always rally about 30%. 30 to 32%. It's just sort of their baseline.
Right.
And I think that's all Doug Jones is going to get.
Probably so.
In the same way that Tuberville acquitted himself so well in the Senate. And let me tell you something, I had my doubts. Yeah. I was extremely doubtful about him. So much so that when we had the primaries, I voted for somebody else in the first go-round.
Yeah.
And then I voted for somebody else in the runoff. Mm-hmm. And then finally, in the general election, because he was the Republican candidate, I voted for Tommy Tuberville. But I really, really had my doubts. And as a guy who reads up on and watches what goes on in Washington, D.C. every day, and I kept a close eye on what was happening with our senator, and he impressed me every day. Almost every day. And he made himself very accessible. We talked to him as often as twice a month, usually at least once a month. But he would be the one reaching out to us. Hey, listen, can I come on your show? I want to talk about this, that, or whatever you want to talk about. I want to be there. Love it. Absolutely great.
Yep.
In the same way that he really acquitted himself well, Doug Jones went the exact opposite way. When he was running for Senate, he did that whole nonsense of I'm my own man. I'm going to be independent. I'm going to bring Alabama values into the Senate, and I'm going to do what's right for the state. And as soon as he got there, he was like, "Yes, sir, Chuck Schumer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. What do you need me to do? I'll vote however you tell me to, sir." Yeah. And it was just depressing. And
every time he stands up, he's got to dust his kneecaps off.
Yeah,
he his knees.
I mean, ridiculous. Yeah. And I think the people of Alabama saw that and they went, not cool.
It's like, I don't think so.
No. I mean, nobody. Well, look at how badly Roy Moore got beat in that. He lost by about 24,000 votes, mostly because people weren't paying attention during the primary when they should have been, and they should have stopped Roy Moore from being the candidate, but they didn't, and consequently we ended up with Doug Jones for a couple of 2.5, 3 years in that Senate seat. But yeah, he did not acquit himself well at all, and that is why I think he's going to struggle to get more than 30% of the vote.
Yep.
645 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Download our app. You can text us from there. If you don't have it, you can drop us a line at 545-9950. We would love to hear from you. 650. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Yes, I may have pulmonary problems, but I don't have a problem with my testosterone, thanks to the Alabama Men's Clinic. I was a little on the low side when I went in originally, and they said, well, let's get that back up to where it needs to be, between 600 and 900, and so we did. And it worked out incredibly well for me. I started feeling a whole lot better, more energy, all that good stuff. It's just one less thing to worry about in my life, and the Alabama Men's Clinic takes great care of me. If you feel a little puny, if you're just waking up and you're dragging yourself through the day, the Alabama Men's Clinic may have the answer for you, 598-7000. They can also help you with your ED if it's not caused by your low T or your PD, or if you want to lose some weight. Sometimes getting testosterone in your body helps with that as well. There's many, many things that they can do for you at the Alabama Men's Clinic, including GLP-1 and peptides. You should ask about any and all of those things when you make that initial consultation. Visit 598-7000. You need to call these guys, and you need to visit them online, alabamamensclinic.com, alabamamensclinic.com. You can make an appointment there in 30 seconds or less. Mm-hmm. Bad news, cyclosporiasis still in the news. Not as prevalent as it once was, but the cases continue to grow even here in the great state of Alabama. What is that?
Oh, boy.
That is the diarrhea lettuce.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the poop lettuce. Yeah, boy.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm sticking with the Oreos until such time as this passes. I just don't feel comfortable.
That is true.
Eating any lettuce at all because you know, you say like, oh, no, this is good, this is safe, this is fine. You're not going to get this. It's going to be okay. We know where this came from or whatever. All you have to do is be wrong once, and you know you're talking about like as many as 30 straight days of never being more than a few feet away from a bathroom.
No.
I can't do it, man.
No way.
I cannot do it. And it's a shame because I do love a good iceberg lettuce salad. I mean, I can do romaine too. That's fine. But yikes. I just, no, I don't think so. Taco Bell, no. We're leaving that out as well. They said the lettuce that they're using was part of the problem. So no, thank you. Lots more cases. They're mostly, by the way, in the northern part of the state, but there's still some around here. So, yeah, just be forewarned. Steve texted me yesterday and says he saw the trailer for Violent Night 2. I had just finished watching it a few minutes before he texted me. It popped up, and I saw it.
Well, and the main reason I wanted to do it is because every year we play Whamageddon.
Yes.
That's a tradition. For those of you that don't know the game, this is from December 1st until Christmas Eve at midnight. You are to try to avoid hearing Wham's version of Last Christmas. Well, guess what was all over the trailer for Violent Night 2? So I texted him and said, I am going to voluntarily get myself whammed because that movie's coming out December 4th, and I'm going.
It's gonna be in that movie. Well, maybe not. Sometimes they use a song in a trailer, and they don't.
Sometimes, but I get the funny feeling it's going to be there.
It might very well be. Technically, if it is in a commercial, it doesn't count. So if you just happen to see the commercial or it pops up on TV for Violent Night or whatever. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that the trailer captured the spirit of the first one, or did it seem almost a little, well, I mean, to say a little more cartoony? I mean, the first one was pretty cartoony.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have any problem with it.
No, me neither.
No, it's funny that, you know, spoiler alert, Mrs. Claus is being played by Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
And she seems to get into the role pretty well.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting. I think part of the charm of the first one is you had no idea what you were getting into when you started watching it. You know, it just started to wash over you, and as it went along, you were kind of like, oh my God, my God,
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. And so the second one now that can't be the case. We're already primed. If you saw the first one, you have a pretty good idea what's coming for the second one, right? So it will lose a little bit of its charm just because of that. But oh well. What are you going to do?
I can't wait.
The Dow soared to an all-time high on Monday. Tuesday, it went even a little bit higher. Oil prices slid more than 5%. The Dow yesterday closed over 54,000, I want to say.
Wow.
Hold on a second.
Wow.
Let me Let me double check on that. I've got the stock thing right here on my phone. It's right near my compass. No, it's not. Never mind. I was wrong about that. I have no idea where. Oh, there it is. Okay. 54,085.88. Now, when Donald Trump took office in, let's go ahead and do 2 years here. When he took office in January of, let's go all the way back to when he was elected to the presidency, because that has an effect, you know? I mean,
Right,
it's
yeah.
just knowing that you've got somebody new coming into office will have an effect on you. So if you go back and you look at it from November of 2024, you are literally looking at 42,000, around 42,000.
12,000 points. Wow.
28% increase. If you invested in the Dow on the day that Donald Trump was elected, you've seen a 28% increase in your investment since then.
Big
Very,
chunk.
very impressive. And it's funny because the number of people that I know that they said it the first term as well, he's going to crash the stock market. I was like, I think it's going to go the other way. I think you're exactly wrong about that. And then they said it again for the second. Oh, this is going to be even worse. I'm like, even worse? What are you talking about? He did great.
Yeah.
And they, oh, no, toward the end there. Well, yeah, that was COVID. That's not the
Yeah.
same. You can't blame him for that.
No.
That would, I think any stock market would have crashed under anybody under those circumstances. But this is what gives me hope. This is what makes me believe that once we get this war over with, and oh my God, can we please make that happen soon? We will have oil prices that plummet. They're going to get back down around, I think when we started this thing, it was around $67 a barrel.
Yeah.
I think we can get it down to around 65. OPEC says they're going to start pumping more, which is good.
Yeah.
We get the Strait open. Life is good. We're pumping like nobody's business as well. We can get it down to 65, which will put the price of gas somewhere around under $3, which is, pretty tight for this day and age.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
if
is.
you can get under $3 a gallon, you're in pretty good shape. The stock market will probably take off even more so. We just had the story the other day about how American manufacturing is increasing and has had its best increase in 6 years. Best increase in 4 years because it was 2022. But the only reason we had the huge increase in 2022 is because we were rebuilding the manufacturing from when everything shut down from COVID.
Yeah.
So we really are poised like a cat, coiled up and ready to spring.
Yeah.
This economy is just waiting for the trap door to be open so it can just launch and take off and go crazy. And I think it will. I'm talking about consistent, better than 3% growth quarter after quarter
Right.
after quarter.
Right.
The ability to probably drop the interest rates a little bit, but this war is bollocksing everything up. It's making a mess of things.
Yeah.
Because it's keeping oil prices artificially high, energy prices artificially high, and it's creating a situation where obviously that then leads to higher food prices, and people complain a lot about, and who knows, if it's not taken care of and not done very, very quickly, like today, tomorrow, before the end of this week,
Yeah.
it's absolutely going to affect the midterms.
It is. I would rather see, I'm like you with the fuel prices. I would rather see those fuel prices down under that $3 a gallon to where it's manageable.
Yeah, because
Manageable.
that'll bring food prices down as well.
Yeah, which will bring everything down.
It will really help with the help with the economy overall, and we could be off and running. And Trump keeps calling it it's golden age. It's the golden age. Just because you keep painting gold in the Oval Office,
Right.
every time they go back, he's got something else that he's painted gold.
Yeah.
I'm like, put the paintbrush down, Donald.
Yeah.
But he keeps calling it the golden age of the United States, and it will be. Trust me on this. If we can get this to happen, and then of course, barring any other unforeseen circumstances, like I don't know, North Korea lobbing a nuke over here for some reason.
Ooh, boy.
Obviously,
Oh, boy.
we just need things to calm down and stay calm for a while. It'll be okay. 7 o'clock, Dixon and Vining, Matt Nicholson in for the vacationing. Valerie Vining, stick around. There's much more to come.